Like you, dear viewer, I am obsessed with buying Doctor Who merchandise. However, eventually the merchandise starts crawling up the wall itself, quite literally. And so it's time to start boxing things up and putting them in storage. However, sometimes things can remain in storage for too long. Sometimes you may even forget about them, and sometimes they may just get damaged. So what I'm doing today is taking those boxes out of storage, and let's have a look at Doctor Who items in storage. Hello YouTubers, and welcome to the next Doctor Who item in storage. This is box number 3. Now this one is going to be slightly different because I know what's in this one. This is some of my Dalek customs. So let's just have a look. Alright, so basically there's one that still prevails in its finished form, so we'll take a look at this one first. I just put the camera down a bit and we can take a look at him. So this was a custom of the Supreme Dalek from Daleks Invasion Earth 2150 AD, and I did this many years ago. You can see it uses the Day of the Dalek Supreme Dalek from the second Dalek Collector's Set, and it's an original one because of the dome lights. But basically what I did is I swapped the Evil of the Daleks slacks with it, and also the neck bins as well. And I used the base from the Dalek and Naxx to have this. Now, true, I could have used the Supreme Dalek from Planet of the Daleks, because that was the actual base used. However, I didn't have a spare of them, so I decided to use this one. And the gun is also inaccurate because it's got the slacks in it. However, again, it was the only spare silver gun that I had. All of the others were either black or silver. So that is what remains of this. And actually, I still quite like it. I think it's pretty good. Obviously, I replaced the eye as well, but I still quite like it. It's a nice sort of unique look to it. So now this Dalek has been several different Daleks. If you can see on the front here, there's a bit of black, and the reason for that is that originally I did not actually first Doctor and Dalek set, which you can see just there. I actually have 2 of them now, but at the time I didn't have any. So I decided to make a custom Supreme Dalek from that story, and unfortunately the paint eventually did start to just chip away because it wasn't very good paint. It was paint I got from Poundland of all places, but you can see where the gun was, and the gun is now in this Dalek. And yeah, I wasn't quite sure what I could do with this Dalek, to be honest. He's basically his only purpose now is to hold extra parts from different Daleks, basically just putting them on the top. But it's basically, you know, bare bones. He doesn't have a base, he doesn't have a head, because they were also used figures. Interestingly, in the box here I do have his eye, which has the paint chipping off it as well. The next Dalek I'll just quickly assemble because I never put the screws in this Dalek. Actually, that might be his eye, actually. I'll just put him together. So this was the Dalek basically made from spare parts of other Daleks, and obviously you can tell the main body of the Dalek is the Supreme Dalek from Planet of the Daleks. And what I did was I actually painted. I didn't paint. I used permanent marker to mark all these sections black. But I then decided to take some of the marker off to make it sort of look, give it a dirty kind of look. And as you can see, I'm trying to make the ball joints black, but through use of moving the joints around, it has rubbed off a bit there. I think it's quite interesting though, having it with a gold gun and a silver plunger. I think it makes it stand out a bit. And then the next section, which is completely mad, it uses the top ring and the bottom ring are from the Planet of Dalek, Supreme Dalek, as well as these two rings here, and then this ring here was from this Supreme Dalek, and the other rings, spare rings, went on here. Originally I had it actually a bit taller, however that would mean that this section couldn't connect to the head, so I just decided to shorten it to make it this length. But I think it works pretty well. He doesn't have a base. I'm not quite sure what happened to his base. It is somewhere. I'm just actually looking around because it might actually be in gripping distance, but I think I used the base for something else at some point. But yeah, that's not really an issue. I'll find it eventually at some point and around the place. But it's an interesting looking Dalek, to be honest. It kind of looks quite mad, but I was just thinking along the lines of another Supreme Council sort of member for the Daleks. Obviously we've got this guy. Then we've got this guy, which is an original 60s Dalek, which was in the Dalek Collector Set 1, and he's got this USB cable coming out the top, and some wires coming out the side. And the only reason is that it started off as me trying to make a sort of destroyed Dalek, and then sort of the idea was that this was a destroyed Dalek, but it had information, so it was linking a cable out into something else. Doesn't really make sense. I just got bored one afternoon and just decided to mash this thing together. I'm pretty pleased with the wires and that's sticking out. I'm not quite sure about this. I'll have to. No, it's not got screws in, but interestingly, and here it's got a bunch of screws calculated on magneting. This is the TARDIS that can sort of hover in mid-air. I don't know where the base has gone for this, but I've still got the actual TARDIS thing itself. It's very hollow and very plasticky, and it feels like if I squeeze too hard, it's actually going to break. We've got a 13-inch Dalek Ice Stalk. This is just like a spare one of one of my brother's Daleks. This doesn't have any batteries in, but this is the holographic projector science viewer. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any of the films in it. You know, they are tiny things, and the problem is with this cap is because you're supposed to put them in the cap. The problem is the cap is so loose, you know, that the slightest nudge will cut off. I mean, if I that wasn't a good idea, was it? But if I shake it enough, you can see it does come off. Yeah. So if this is getting a good shake or has dropped that cap, I mean, look how loose that cap is. You know, I think it was a random toy then, and then it's a random toy now. To be honest, I mean, overall, you know, for sort of look through, I mean, it is a bit different, and yeah, I'm just getting a bit nostalgic from this, and also it did get me to learn on how to take these Daleks apart. I always knew how to take the help, but I didn't know that you could actually pull the rings off, which allowed me to grab a screwdriver to flathead screw to fork under there to slowly move this section up. There are a couple of scratches around here where I was trying to get them out because they are pretty stiff. But while I'm here, I might as well show you this because I'll never show it in another video. I'd like to show you... Ooh, and he's gone down the drain, this Dalek. Maybe I should have bought him at a base of eBay, but this Dalek is a custom destroyed Dalek, and he's gone through a bunch of different phases. At one point I did actually add a light into him to make him light up. Unfortunately the light broke, so unfortunately he's no longer without lights. But basically this started off as a custom of the Dalek from Dalek as he skulks off the store, or you know, sort of all battered, and over the years I just added more and more damage to him and just put random things on. I mean, he's got loads of wires, and now he's got a wire across the top. That wire isn't actually glued in, it's just forcing by sheer force. You know, I smoked up the eye to add a bit of black, so I chopped off bits. I went to town with a knife on it, because he's got bits of wires poking out here, there and everywhere. You know, and this custom is just being added to over the years, because this is a very old custom actually. This is probably one of the earliest customs that I ever did, just because I had a spare Dalek. Unfortunately it was missing some parts, and I decided to customize. I mean, I will say this, you know, the head closer, we can see that there's a little chip out of the side of the neck bins, and the scratches all the way around that, and that was basically just using a knife and pair of scissors. And the tail there, I don't know if you can make it out, but originally this was one of the Cult of Scarrow Daleks. I can't quite make it out what one it was meant to be, but it's also got the chips in the eyes, and the dome lights all dirtied up and that to make it look really old, battered. Bits of wires poking out the front. You know, bits of the hemispheres sort of just wedged out and missing there. This Dalek, however, does have a very special feature, and it's in the base here. Now, originally this was the on-off switch for where the lights would sort of light this up and it would glow red. I've got a video of it. If I can find it, I'll put it in. But what's in there now is a wire which leads into a speaker which connects to any audio jack, which means my Dalek can actually talk.
Increase power fluctuation, power increase.
And that is, you know, just well, my Dalek animation videos, just to demonstrate. So this is a talking Dalek technically, and it's, you know, just gone through an audio jack, and we've just got this cable that leads all the way to here. The speaker in this Dalek actually was originally one of the in a pillow which had a little built-in speaker, and I just put it inside here. Now I could have put maybe a better speaker in there, but the thing is, you know, there's not a lot of room inside here for it, and that was a problem with the lights. There wasn't really enough room for it to probably be in there with the batteries. But with this, you know, Sync 6, all powered by an audio jack, that isn't an issue. You know, it's literally just the speaker itself that's in there. And clean them up as well. I seal them in these little foam pouches that I literally just duct tape together, or bubble wrap, or something like this, and then they can be put very safely. I might actually put this one here out on display. You know, I've really grown fond of it again, and might put this one in the box. Just keep it a bit safer. But anyway, that's it for this review. Well, not review, unboxing, scroish thing, you know. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.